Hello guys, welcome back to Comic Book Cafe, and this time around we're going to talk about Spider-Gwen #2. Obviously, since she was such a big hit in the whole Spider-Verse crossover, she got her own book of her own. Obviously in a different alternative universe than the one we know, which is the basic main Marvel universe. So basically, beginning of this book, she was in a fight with the Vulture, the old Vulture, and the old guy Vulture. And he basically was too fast for her, and he swung her, and she ended up in a big old garbage barge. And when she ends up in the garbage barge, she takes a big hit, and whatever reason, she starts hallucinating of Spider-Ham. When she first sees him, she thinks it's Peter Parker, but it's not. So Spider-Ham stars in this comic as being the comic relief, or in a sense her conscience at the same time. So Spider-Gwen's, she's got a lot going on, Gwen Stacy, at the same time, obviously, with everything going on. So she's pretty upset she lost to the Vulture, and all that stuff. And then she realizes she loses her phone. And obviously all of her contacts, her life is in that phone. And unknown to her, it ends up on the crime scene where she was at earlier. And the guy, Frank Castle, finds it because he's a cop, not as you know him as the Punisher. In the regular Marvel universe, he's not that in this one, at least not yet. And he finds it, and then her father right there, and he says, "I'll take it." Makes an excuse to take it. And then another detective walks up. She's like, he goes, "Oh, this is my daughter's book bag," because he knows it's his daughter's phone. My daughter's book bag. It's her stuff. And they have a conversation. She wants him to go see Kingpin, since Kingpin hates her father, and he knows him better than anybody else. They go see the Kingpin, but Frank Castle gets really rough, wants to pull a gun out on him. Of course, her father kind of stops him. And it's ironic seeing this different universe, because his attorney is none other than the guy we all know as Daredevil. He's his attorney, and he talks on the phone. He gets the cops to go away, basically. You don't have any evidence? Then you have no right to arrest my client. We'll start pressing charges for you, blah, blah, blah. Because Kingpin's in jail. And so what Spider-Ham does is he takes Gwen back to her where she lives at, with the two roommates come home, of course, one being Mary Jane. And she's like, "Why did you take, basically, why you take me here?" And he's like, "You need to not just do superhero thing, you need to deal with regular life." And so of course Mary Jane is upset with her because she kind of ruined some things, because she's been gone for weeks, taking off on him, and no one's just worried about how she is, and they argue about it. Make a quick joke about how Mary Jane bought Taylor Swift's album on vinyl, who does that kind of thing. And eventually Gwen just leaves. And that's when Mary Jane goes, "Mary Jane needs you," and that stuff. You can see her friends still, they're arguing, they still, care about her, but she leaves because she's got more important things to take care of. And ultimately, her dad goes to a bar with Frank Castle, and heard about family stuff, and he basically tells him, "Hey, my daughter, she doesn't need me, very much anymore. Don't worry about the force. Enjoy your time while you can." And Frank Castle just says, I'm gonna get back to work now." And so her dad walks out of the bar where he's at, and of course, Gwen in her spider costume says to him, he goes, "You looking for this?" Showing her phone. She goes, "No, I need you, Dad." And that's where it ends. So it's a nice little book. Again, it's alternative universe, so a lot of stuff is new, right? I think that's one of the things appealing, is that this stuff is characters and it's somewhat of a different light. But the other thing, of course, is out there people believe that she killed Peter Parker, so that's why a lot of people fear. In the world, she's known as Spider-Woman, but to the reader, she's known as Spider-Gwen. Kind of a disconnect right there. So, in the fact they talk about Spider-Woman and then Spider-Gwen. But I'm just wondering where they're going to go with this book. But again, it's a lot of different stuff. Really good story. A lot of humorous parts in this book, where a lot of books don't have as much humor, which kind of breaks up a lot of stuff. Obviously, young person trying to deal with the fact she's a spider person, or and she's kind of known as a vigilante, but her dad's a cop. So overall, I enjoyed this comic book. I enjoyed Gwen, the character, and of course this had a lot of humor because Spider-Man was in it. Overall, if you want a book with humor, this is it. And at the same time, more of a building up the situations to the next book. Because one thing I forgot to bring up about Murdoch Daredevil was he had captured Vulture and beat him up. Again, in this universe, he's a bad guy. He's not a good guy. Well, you don't see him as Daredevil, but you see him as Murdoch, the obviously attorney, though he does have a stick and everything. He told Vulture, either you find proof that you killed, Spider-Woman, which would make Kingpin mad, who Mark works for, or you bring her proving that she's still alive. So she's gonna see Vulture again, and obviously this proceeds where Kingpin wants her gone. So overall, again, an enjoyable book. A lot of lighthearted humor. You know, not such a serious book as other comic books you normally read that are superhero books. If you're looking for a not so serious book with a lot of light humor, this is a book. This is what makes this book fun, is that it's a light humor. It's not always serious all the time. So again, I enjoyed it. Definitely issue 2 is a good. Again, you can still jump in. Not really, hard to jump into it. It's not like you're not gonna know what's going on. You just jump into it, and it's almost like you don't even know. In this issue, second issue, you don't even know what happened in the first, or what happened in the Spider-Verse, because it's kind of a good point. There's not too much going on where you need to know the past and know these characters. Anyway, a lot of your guys' opinions on it, like always. And thanks for watching, and I'll make another video soon.